Wait, hold on a second. What is this? Stop everything on the thing here. My there's a video. I don't know if I can show you it. No, I can't show you it. It has my face on it. Why I don't like music critics.
Hello everyone, since I'm making a video in regards to music reviewers, I thought I'd plug my Bandcamp page. Be sure to check it out.
Oh my god. Since I'm making a video on music reviewers, I'll plug my Bandcamp page. Always starting good. Why I don't like music reviewers, Slayer.
If you're into doom-style video game metal, I think you'll dig it. Anyways, on with the video.
Oh, cool.
Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and others.
Damn! Who drew this model, dude?
It's your burnt-out femboy raccoon Slayercoon.
Whoa, femboy?
Here. So, you know me. I'm a snob.
I watched a video. I wanted to play into this. I literally watched a video yesterday that was like that one joke that talked about like that overused joke back in like 90s 2000s or whatever, where it would be like the punchline is that it's a guy who ended up being with another guy, and then it's like the overwhelming disgust and how like bored and overdone it was.
About music, specifically rock and metal, and I don't like modern mainstream pop. So I thought I'd share my personal disdain for the music reviewing scene on YouTube once more. So there's been a controversy surrounding YouTube music critic punk rock MBA. I don't know too much since I've mostly stopped watching music critics on here, but from what I know, he recently quit YouTube, saying that he was never passionate about music and only doing YouTube for the money. I only believe the last part, to be honest.
I don't really have any interest in music. I was just doing it for the money, and I hit my financial goals. Our time on this earth is limited. Like, don't spend it doing shit you don't have to do if you don't want to, you know? So I don't have...
That's some real shit, though. I'm gonna be honest. Most people won't ever admit it, but there are a lot of people with that goal in mind. And the fact that somebody's opening up and just saying some bullshit like this, I know it's easy to say, look at this fake motherfucker. The people who are fake are the people who are doing it and not actually saying it.
Have to keep making videos about system of it. The amount of views that any video is going to get is going to be a product of two things. Number one, topic is the most important thing. Of course, title and thumbnail and stuff.
And it never starts with being about the money. That's never how it starts. It just ends up becoming that, and then you end up perpetuating that. So, you know, it's like him saying that the original goal of it being about music, or did he say it never was about? If he said it was never about the music, it was always about the money. That's pretty scummy. I won't lie. Sorry about the constant notifications of me getting rich.
Stuff like that's important too, but topic is the number one thing.
Also, apparently the dude was dating a 16-year-old back in
What?
his mid-30s.
What? Forget everything I said. All right. Read my last. Nah, punk rock MBA came out. Came from a marketing background. He only started. Oh, never mind. Yeah, literally double forget what I was saying. It does not apply here. Excuse me?
Yeah, doesn't sound like a very pleasant dude to me. Quite frankly,
Holy shit, that is so bad, dude. Someone half his age, dude.
I've never liked the guy. I watched a few of his videos back in 2022.
Wait, but again, my face is on the thumbnail here. Why am I being lumped in with this guy? Oh, God. This came out 2 weeks ago? Oh, God. Dude.
2023, somewhere around that. But gave up because I saw the clickbaity titles and thumbnails and it turned me off.
It's basically ARTV thumbnails nowadays.
I mean, when your latest video title says this, you kinda know it's a grift. Not to mention, I tapped out of most YouTube music reviewers around 2023. I had just had enough of the bad takes and said, screw it. Even then,
Wait, that's a death shirt. Oh shit. Dude, that's sick.
then, they still kept managing to disappoint me further after that, with not only punk rock MBA saying F you to his own audience, and Brad Taste in Music's recent behavior.
Nah.
At this point,
I'm a little flustered. Uh, uh, that wasn't me. I don't know who that was, but it's AI, dude.
I'm 110% done with most music reviewers here, so I thought I'd go over why I don't like them and what led me to my current disdain for them. For me, the music reviewing scene here on YouTube really started to go downhill back in 2019.
I actually agree with this. I think that, yeah, because I started 2017. In 2017, there was a renaissance. When I started, there was like a lot of very small reviewers who were doing it for the sake of music. And like I came up with this community of people who are just like really amazing people who even now like, still stuck with it. And, even though they didn't blow up or go meteoric, like they always kept their authenticity and their realness. And I feel like that like 2017 era where people were just like kind of trying to revive a scene that already was dying, by the way. Music reviewing, I won't say that it was completely dying just because the needle drop was literally holding it on his shoulders. But in general, like or and Todd in the Shadows too, and even ARTV in a sense. And I love watching Spectrum Pulse. Like Spectrum Pulse was the guy who I learned a lot about like how to talk about music from, like just back in the day. Um, but yeah, there was like and most of these people are still around here. But 2019, I will say, like when like COVID hit and whatnot, like there wasn't a whole lot of new happening in the music scene, at least not that I saw. So, you know.
This was a turning point for internet culture that really laid the groundworks for the absolute insanity of the 2020s so far, with Twitter becoming a hypersensitive echo chamber of mentally ill teeny boppers.
It's not just teeny boppers, all right? It's mid-agey boppers too.
TikTok becoming mainstream, and a sharp increase in corporate shills. All three of these things led to a vapid trap rap country novelty song named Old Town Road.
This song is not vapid, all right? This thing is hilarious and fantastic. I love Old Town Road.
Becoming the biggest song of 2019, and one of the absolute longest running #1 hits of all time. Now, I have been following music reviewers such as Fantano and Todd in the Shadows ever since the early to mid 2010s.
Yeah.
And given I had trust in them, I was expecting them to maybe call out the unhinged insanity of the song and the culture behind it, but unfortunately that didn't happen.
Okay, well, I will say that it's a little ridiculous to make a point about your disappointment that these guys didn't hate the song as much as you did. I do think that that's a bit of an underwhelming and lukewarm take.
Quite the opposite, actually. They, along with the majority of the music reviewing community, save for us metalheads, threw all of their love and support behind this utterly vapid slop. In fact,
Utterly vapid slop is like, I don't know, man. I enjoy some utterly vapid slop. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing wrong with utterly vapid slop every once in a while, and I think that's why Old Town Road was so refreshing. Because utterly vapid slop never really had its chance to shine. Because it was just so blockaded, by everything that was just industry groomed in a way. So,
rarely heard anyone talk bad about Old Town Road. It was just baffling and frightening to watch, because I remember a time back in the early part of the 2010s when you could trash talk bad modern pop and rap music and barely anyone aside from the crazy fangirls would object to it. But clearly the culture had changed drastically by 2019 towards a more sensitive and closed-minded one. Not only did you have the stupid teenage brats fawning over Old Town Road on Twitter, you had critics who are now in their mid-30s at the time, like Todd and Fantano, rating it among the
Todd's in his mid-30s, dude. Holy shit.
best songs of the year. I wonder how much of this was simply so that social media users
I wonder how much of this was... No. Listen, with a song like Old Town Road, there's no back, like, like political background reason for why this. It's like, it's dumb fun, you know? That's it. People are allowed to have dumb fun.
Wouldn't try to deplatform them. As we entered the 2020s via a f***ing pandemic and the whole world going into full lockdown, I had hopes that maybe this wouldn't repeat, and society would understand the need for actual art during rough times. But nope, we were greeted by Cardi B's WAP.
Oh, and here we go again. It's gonna be like, and so now Fantano had a chance to destroy this song, but instead he put it in his top 5 of the year. A song that's completely detestable garbage. That's women doing what men have been doing for years. But, now it's bad because women are doing it.
A completely worthless song about Cardi B's smelly vagina, which shot to #1.
That is like such, I know it's like a throwaway line to just call WAP about Cardi B's smelly vagina, but that actually is like, I don't want to call it misogynistic because I don't feel like I'm in any spot to call it misogynistic, but I feel like boiling any song down to that in general is like kind of weak.
And was also received positively from online music critics. This was fueled by one of the most deranged examples of political partisanship I've ever seen. You see, because Ben shilled
this shit's so cursed, dude.
Hero made a pretty dorky takedown of the song, internet users immediately felt the need to own the cons by pretending to.
I'm sorry, but there's no way it was Ben Shapiro's fault why people started liking this song. Is that, like, I don't remember much about this time, but there's no way that it was Ben Shapiro, dude. It seems like a stretch.
To like WAP out of pure spite. Now, I don't want to talk politics, especially considering recent events, but I considered myself to be left-leaning and anti-capitalist at the time of WAP's release. Here's a screenshot to prove that.
Dude, imagine we live in an age where you have to have a screenshot to prove in which way you believe, or imagine a world we live in where you have to have a screenshot to prove that you have a certain opinion at all. Huh?
And I still thought the song was completely unlistenable trash. Feeling betrayed and seeing reviewers I had trusted double down on the shilling and team sports was enough for me, and I unsubbed from all of Fantano's channels after seeing him on Twitter dick riding that song. Or should I say pussy riding? I tried giving him another shot in 2023, but when I saw him giving...
Oh my god, here we go again, dude. Listen, I gave this album, like, I don't know. When I first heard this album, I was like, this shit is trash. All right? And I still don't care for it. But, like, the fact that this is still being used as an argument, still.
High praise to another Cardi B wannabe, I said.
No, that's, once again, that is such a weak take.
Screw it, I'm done. There's actually quite a lot of bad and controversial takes that guy has made, but this is just the one that made me tap out completely. I don't actually hate Fantano.
That's how this guy stays relevant, you know what I mean? He's telling it how it is, how he feels, you know?
Or most of the reviewers in this video for that matter. I'm sure he still has some good takes here and there. I just have a very low tolerance for stupid takes like that, and I wish more people would call him out on that.
Call him out on his opinions? Just like what, people call you out on your opinions, so you gotta screenshot old Discord messages to prove that your opinions are a certain way? Shit is a weak way of life. I'm going completely off the rails from where I began. I forget I said anything.
But now we are in 2025, and despite the fact that poptimism isn't quite as powerful a force in music discourse as, say, 2019-2020, it's definitely still a thing.
Channel,
and there's way too much lip service given to celebrity culture.
Average white male leftists thinking that reading Karl Marx makes them immune to racism and misogyny. See, that's the kind of boiling down that I don't feel like helps. Like, how do I say this? You're fighting fire with fire here. You know, it's why I have to be careful with what I say. Your music opinions were cool, but disagreeing with mine crosses the lines. Unsubscribe. Well, it's clearly a deep-rooted frustration. Also, thank you. And thank you, Skriegel. It's a deep-rooted frustration with the way that things are in the modern age, but it's essentially blaming everybody else, which is why I think Skriegel is kind of getting at here with this. But it's like the idea that you could just like attribute certain things that have absolutely no relevance to other things, as saying like, this is the reason why, this is the reason why. It's kind of just like the easiest solution is the one that's right mentality.
And things that I would consider to be establishment. I do know a few channels on here that focus way too much on chart music, oftentimes with heavy pop apologist rhetoric. Sure, taste is subjective and whatnot, but...
Yeah, I agree. That's, where did he go? Jeremy, where you at? That's you, Jeremy. They're calling you out. Where'd you go? Static. All right, pop apology. GD Matthews. Hey, where are you, GD? Hey, GD Matthews. Talking about you.
What isn't subjective is the overtly corporate nature of modern pop music, which makes it all the more frustrating when some of those same pop music listeners claim to be anti-capitalist. You'd be surprised how many self-proclaimed anti-capitalists there are who like hyper-capitalist things. It's been a worry.
Oh my god, you'd be surprised how many vegans actually eat fucking tofu that was made on a plant that has cows in it that sometimes occasionally, you know, they milk, dude. Crazy. Hi Brad in chat. What's up, Tyler? This video reads as parasocial. They feel personally betrayed that their opinions don't align with their favorite creators. Grow up. I don't think it's first of all, let me do this. I don't think there's any reason to be hostile. You gotta imagine we're a bigger channel than them. Like at the end of the day, this video is 3,000 views. Like we're doing this for fun. The more aggressive we get, the less and less it becomes, you know, sort of a friendly viewing of a video, and turns into something a lot more malicious and fucked up. So I feel like you gotta sort of find that line. I honestly can't take this person seriously with the caked up boy avatar. Oh shit. Like I love the avatar, you know. All right, just don't, you know, go through my Twitter history.
Trend as of recent. Anyways, I also notice a trend amongst these reviewers where if social media is hyping up a certain song or album, they will all, without fail, follow suit. A good example of that...
No, don't start bringing up Brat and how you're a contrarian because Brat was actually a terrible album and everyone else is wrong, while also completely ignoring the fact that Brat was an extremely personal album that had a lot of subtext to it. And also the fact that it took over the world is something that I feel like does make it an even more interesting like album as a cultural piece.
Was the whole Brat summer brain rot from last
Oh my god.
year. Now, I've only heard a couple of snippets of that.
Okay, see, there you go. I've only heard a couple of snippets. So you already are admitting that you don't know what the fuck you're talking about when it comes to this album. This should have been left off the video.
Album in passing, and I think it's fine, I guess. Although I will say it probably has the laziest album cover of any AAA pop.
That's the point. That's the whole idea. It's literally punk. Like, this is a channel dedicated to, like, punk and metal. That is, like, punk pop.
Album I've seen so far. You could literally remake that yourself in MS Paint in like 15 seconds. Come up with something better than that, you rich assholes. Because Fantano gave it a 10 and you couldn't stop hearing about it on Instagram back in the summer of 2024, I've seen many of these channels also gushing over it. Same case back during 2019 and 2020. A large part of why YouTube music critics kept fawning over WAP and Old Town Road was, simply put, large swaths of social media were obsessing over those songs. And because the majority approved of it, it must be right, because modern pop music, rather unfortunately, operates off of a tyranny of the majority system, where if the majority of people think that an audio recording of a cow being slaughtered with trap beats and dubstep plastered over it is somehow good, then the minority of people who hate it will
What do you have against Death Grips, huh? What's with the Death Grips jab here, alright? This is fucked up.
Unfortunately have to be subjected to it for months on end. This is a logical fallacy that is simply far too common in media discourse in general.
GD Matthews says, Fantano getting hate for liking an album that no one likes. An album that no one likes is stupid because everyone has an album song that they love that no one likes. Yeah, but you also see with, like, Sexy Red how, like, this is... The whole argument that's being made here was contradicted by the fact that the Sexy Red album resulted in the most backlash he's received, at least, like, in the top 5 of the last decade. Most backlash he's received. Because it wasn't just, a cow slaughtered with trap drums. No, there actually was people who disagreed, and they vocalized it. And I feel like it's very easy to ignore these things in these arguments, but they do actually matter when you're going to put a large blanket and say, I think that this, especially, and I'm just going off of examples that were mentioned in the video too. Like, for example, I'm probably the only one who likes Maroon 5's discography. See, GD Matthew, if you wanted to make an argument, considering that, like, GD Matthew here does really enjoy Maroon 5, and, like, I personally, I'm not a fan, like, of, like, a lot of stuff from Maroon 5, but I also feel like Maroon 5 is a band that you can make an argument for that is, like, overwhelmingly negative in a music reviewing space. Possibly, you could say that, like, possibly influenced by other negatives, like, for it. But I feel like throwing this entire giant blanket over, like, saying, like, I don't know why, but it's just this trap drums and cow slaughtered example that just, it feels like a straw man, you know what I mean? Even though I don't really know if I'm using that right, to be honest. Hey, look, people are talking about what they like. Hey, listen, I love Master Neo Theater Puppets. All right, this is my all-time favorite album right here, okay? This is the album. I want to react to this. I was going to do a stream yesterday just to react to this album, but I gotta give that a chance at some point.
General. But it's most apparent in the music community, it seems. That's why people like Fantano and Brad Taste in Music mostly focus on either stuff that's trendy in modern music discourse at the moment, or, more often than not, celebrity drama and takedowns of controversial musicians with different beliefs.
Am I really that shallow and easy to read? Damn. I mean, that wasn't me. That's AI, dude.
I've also noticed a rather unfortunate tendency to bring up a musician's problematic beliefs or bad behaviors, even if it doesn't affect the song or album, which I'm not too fond of. There are plenty of musicians I like who are not so great people or have less than pleasant beliefs, but I still like the music because that's...
Are we not going to name examples here?
That's all that matters. As long as the artist doesn't shove their beliefs into the music non-stop, I can still dig what's being played. Again, drama...
Yeah, but you also can't control what the artists do as hard as you want to. Squiggle Eagle, no... Wait, what's going on? Are you responding to Squiggle Eagle through Super Chat? With... you could do that for free,
Sells on YouTube, which explains this obsession with celebrity gossip and other vapid stuff. Something that's somewhat prevalent on...
I mean, they're right. Like, I review what's popular. That's part... When people ask me, like, what do you do for a living? I say, oh, I review music. And they say, what do you review? I always say, whatever's popular. I say whatever's popular or something that's kind of old that was popular at a time. Like, that's what I do. I like doing that. So... Damn, I'm really that transparent.
Anthony Fantano's
Anthony Fantano's fan base.
Tano channel, which a lot of the time gets more views on average than his The Needle Drop channel. For instance, he made a video on Elon Musk, which the only thing music related was the fact that
Okay, but like, you know, the Fantano is like a human being and he could talk about whatever the hell he wants, you know?
Elon Musk was making controversial tweets about Taylor Swift. Sure, I also think Elon Musk is a cucking funt, but I feel this classifies more as celebrity drama than music discourse, and it's just another reason I've become disinterested in Fantano, to be honest. What I'm most interested in is finding new and unique artists, or deep dives on classic ones. Better yet, I also like YouTubers that bring up music theory. Polyphonic is a good example of that, and there's also another popular
Who said the
music
caked
theory.
up
Polyphonic is a
the caked up avatar, bro? Oh my god. Like, actually. Also, I respect this. I like giving more suggestions and stuff.
good example of that. And there's also another popular music critic that I'll bring up later who's really good at that. Brad taste in music rather unfortunately falls into the category of a streamer bro, where he streams himself reacting to music while people donate their parents' money to
Hey, no, don't give me $20. Hey, no, guys, okay, listen, this is...
him. Apparently the dude made $500,000 off of donations alone last year.
That is incorrect. But also at the same time, I owe so much money in taxes, it's crazy.
According to this one comment,
I'm completely broke. Guys, I need your money. You gotta believe me, okay? You guys, you gotta understand. Don't pay attention to the screen. Alright, it's not important. $9 a minute for music quest needs 10K. Yeah, that was... Well, I don't want to talk about that. He was also Breck. Oh my god. Also at the same time, I brought that number wasn't even accurate, but I just wanted to. Ronnie Radke called me broke, and I just took a screenshot of a really big number, and then I was like, yeah, you know, look at that. But he's so fucked up.
jeez.
Oh my god. Hey, listen. Hold it, guys, this video gives the same vibe. This may be hard to hear. Oh no.
Us. That's way too much money for simply streaming yourself reacting to music.
Hey, listen, you could have at least used footage that wasn't me drinking from a cup while reacting to Kendrick Lamar, okay?
I put more effort into making my own pseudo-documentary styled retrospectives, and I make nothing from it. Also, Brad got into some controversy for not paying his editor.
Which, by the way, is complete bullshit, but I don't want to talk about it because the editor's going through a lot of stuff right now. Not really editor, but they were never my editor. But anyways.
Yeah, another YouTuber who doesn't edit their own videos and hire...
Hold on. Doesn't edit his own videos. I've edited... Look at this. This video I made, 0 views that I put out. I edited the whole thing myself. All right, you go to the previous video. Slipknot, this video hasn't even come out. I edited this video, and I didn't even release the video. All right. Oh, well, actually, no. Space Ashes edited. I did secondary editing. Look at this, though. Topic video. Edited the whole thing. All me. All right. I am in the stew. I am working. All right. These allegations are bullshit. And, you know, at least that allegation is bullshit. All right. The cheapskate allegations, you know. Hey, look over there. Where
hires people to do that just to not pay them. What a
dude, it's so bullshit, dude.
parasite. That brings us to punk rock.
Oh shit, man. You hate when it's Brad Taste in Music, the Parasite, as a transition into the next thing. I'm finally getting the recognition. Siri, shut the fuck. Okay. Finally getting the recognition. Thank you, Slayercoon. Listen. Look, whatever people tell you, it's not the truth. They're clouding your eyes. It's all a mirage. Okay? The past isn't the past. We got to look towards the future. All right? Today is yesterday. Tomorrow is today. Okay?
NBA. You know, I had some hopes for this dude.
Swag Prince, thanks for the $500.
Yo, I cannot believe this. It's just
holy shit.
When he first started getting popular, it felt like the music reviewing world needed a true punk rocker after so much Poptimus success. Unfortunately, Punk Rock NBA is a marketing strategist and not a punk rocker, and most certainly not a professional music critic. Even the Wikipedia page on this guy calls him a marketing strategist first. I don't know why, but that's pretty funny. But I digress. I read this Billboard article and interview from back in 2019, and man, does it really reek of the times. Acknowledging rock's death in the mainstream, but putting the blame on the so-called failure to evolve, and not utilizing social media in the same parasocial way as pop stars do. Personally, as someone who dislikes social media and the damage done, I think musicians focusing so hard on social media presence is actually detrimental to the art, because in that case, said artist will focus.
My parents gave this money to give to you. Thank you, Jordan. I appreciate the parental help.
Focus more on parasocial relationships rather than creating something that they are actually.
Fantano, please play Roblox. Says I would. I just figured I'd pause to highlight that. All right? Says I would.
Proud of. As for a failure to evolve, I feel that's just another way of saying refusing to be tainted by corporatism. Traditionalism is a genuinely good thing sometimes. Some people just want to preserve their culture, you know? Yeah, we should be willing to try new things every now and then, but that doesn't mean we should stoop to the level of mainstream slop artists by abandoning our own roots entirely. Basically, I think the corporate dictatorship we've been living under for about a decade or so is responsible for the decline of art and entertainment. And
now that's actually a good take, believe it or not. That's a good take.
Why some ideas simply are not accepted in the mainstream and can't succeed.
Brad, my mom asked me to give her money back. Realized my mom's card's still attached to Super Chats. Whoops. Oh, shit. Oh, it's unfortunate.
Anymore. Anyone who thinks the world was perfect right before the pandemic is just plain wrong. Dude, I could literally make an entire video on how bad 2019 was for music. If anyone wants to see that, let me know in the comments, but I'm getting a hold of myself. Also, for a guy in his mid-40s...
It's one of the most negative videos I feel like I could be watching right now, dude. I swear.
Who grew up on hardcore...
This is what, like, YouTube music reviewing is all about, though. It's just about being as negative as humanly possible.
Punk, he funnily enough doesn't talk about...
At least the, like, underground scene of doing it now.
Hardcore punk as much as you'd think, with a lot of videos on 90s and 2000s nu metal and pop punk. Which I get a feeling he mainly does for millennial nostalgia clicks. It's been a while since I watched him, so I unfortunately can't say much more.
Oh, yeah.
And I simply have no passion for watching YouTube music reviewers anymore. But I can't say I'm saddened by his fall from grace. If anything, the more music reviewers keep screwing over their own careers, the better. It's about time the bad apples started ridding themselves from this platform. Again, I was already very burnt out by the Poptimus boom of 2019 and 2020, and the lack of anyone willing to criticize the music industry and point the finger at their gritty butts for the state of music. It seems like most music critics have unfortunately been permanently poisoned by the corporate Kool-Aid they drank back then, and have never fully recovered from it. If anything, the music community on YouTube should have fallen after so many bad takes and blatant examples of hypocritical corporate shilling. Seriously, I hope the fall of punk rock, NBA, and Brad taste in music is a sign that the Poptimist era is finally coming to an end. But
look, the fall of both me and this other guy has nothing to do with pop music. I'm sorry, but like, once again, the association's a little ridiculous.
I'd like to talk about a music critic I actually think is decent. and one who's the most popular music critic on YouTube as of now. With 4.6 million subs, that's 1.5 million more than...
Oh, that's more than Fantano. He's got more subs. That means he's more relevant, you guys.
Fantano's main channel as of current. And boy, some of you terminally...
God, this fucking...
online Zoomers aren't gonna like me for this one. I'm talking about...
Wait! Hey! Lottie, hey! Hey, where'd you... Hello? Lottie! Hey, Lottie! What the fuck?
Rick Beato. Yes, I know. Some people on social media hate him because he's not too kind to modern pop music and because, oh no, he's old. Guess what? I don't care about his vintage. I'm not some ageist douche who thinks all boomers are bad people. Some folks these days go as far as blaming boomers for their economic problems.
God.
Here's a not-so-fun game. Take any tweet or article blaming boomers for ruining the economy and replace the word boomers with Jews. It starts sounding...
Alright, I think I've had enough of this video now. So, what did we learn about this video? Alright. That the big bad Braddy Claus is gonna take your parents' money. Which I think is a pretty good lesson to move us back into what we were doing before.